Something new, something different entirely. A story. A story told from the people I would claim as my own one day, God willing. They who first laid the stones of Jerusalem. It's a bit late to call it a Passover story, that's a few weeks gone, but it follows shortly after the exodus of the Jewish people from Egypt. For those who don't know, the prophet Moses had two siblings, Aaron, the high priest, and his sister Miriam, who herself did not have a lofty title like prophet or high priest. But she worked among the Jewish people while they wandered the wilderness between Egypt and the land promised to them. She helped deliver children. She helped find food. She helped to raise the tents up at night and tear them down in the morning. But again, she held no lofty office. There came a time when her brother Moses came into some marital strife. There was an understanding by the wise sages of our time that he had stopped sharing the bed of his wife Yocheved. The exact details are lost to time, but we do know that Miriam, his sister, and his brother Aaron took umbrage with this. For though they were not of the same blood, they loved Yocheved as their own sister, and found it wrong that she should be so disrespected by her husband, their brother. And so together they went to Moses, the prophet, who was in communion with Hashem, the name, divine presence, and rebuked him for this. Now it is a lofty thing to rebuke a prophet, let me tell you. What happened next, the sages have debated for millennia. We know what happened, but not why it happened the way it happened. Because it only happened to Miriam, even though Aaron committed the same crime of slandering their brother. Perhaps it is because Aaron was high priest, and his duties to the tribe meant that he needed to be ritually pure to maintain the rites and rituals of the Lord. But Miriam was a woman, and perhaps that was her crime. For she was struck in an instant with what we would call leprosy. Her flesh began to fall away, and per the laws of the tribe, she was sent off into the wilderness for 2 weeks, quarantine, we would call it now, to keep the rest of the tribe safe. She delivered their children, buried their dead, found their food, cooked it, tended to their sick. And now she was cast into the dark of night in the wilderness. This was a death sentence. To be separated from the tribe, from the warm fire, for 2 weeks. I do not know what she found in the desert. No one can say. But we do know that it was Hashem, the name, the presence of the divine. Did it come to her, I wonder, as a burning bush, the way it did her brother? Did it come to her as a whisper on the wind? Did the stars themselves sing to her? Whatever happened, she came back the next morning, changed. Her flesh was healed, scarred, but whole. She was healthy. And she walked with a certainty never before seen in her. She spoke with the ring of divine truth. Her eyes burned. Was it with fever? Was it with truth? Was there a difference? No matter what the case, she walked among her people triumphant, healed, whole. And they heard her. And for the first time since the time of the patriarchs, they knew that they had amongst them their first prophetess. And they knew that it was good. Thank you.